there's very few rules. Don't ever use linear phase EQ when you're filtering low end. Use linear phase EQ. We've talked about this a lot, just very minimally. Like, don't really if you don't have to, but definitely not in low end. And again, I'll reiterate, I think it's on one of the things you've already released. Check out the Fab Filter. I think it was Pro Q2 demo before the Pro Q3 came out. It's one of those on linear phase, and you won't be able to unhear what you hear. So just look at the demo of what it does in Fab Filter, and you'll never use it again.
This is me taking notes, by the way.
Shout out to the homie Rory for showing it to me and changed my life and how I view linear phase EQ.
Can you give a 30-second thing for what happens there? I mean, people should go watch it. It's when
you put a filter in, instead of hearing like doo doo on a kick, you'll hear It's like obscures transients and adds like a weird reverse effect to it. It's just, you can't unhear it.
When filtering low end.
Yeah, when adding a filter or a bell, mostly on a filter. The demo was on a filter. Just don't use linear phase EQs.
So you're saying linear phase EQs, the idea is that
I watched the video, it fucked me up. Just watch the video. Let's not even talk about it. That's one of those, like, they're going to explain it.
Conceptually, the reason
better
to
than
use,
we are.
Yeah, but conceptually, the reason to use a linear phase EQ is because when you're EQing, you're necessarily messing with the phase relationship and surrounding frequencies, and a linear phase EQ will presumably mitigate that somehow, so the phase is a little bit cleaner. And anytime you're messing with phase on things, you're losing a little bit of clarity. But you're saying that this demo and using it in low end messes with transients.
Yes. I would argue that the clarity comment on why you would use a linear phase EQ for many decades, EQs were not linear phase, right? This is happening in software mostly. The phase bump on EQs is what gives the 1073 its sound, and like these SSLs, like, you want the phase shift for the clarity. No one's looking for a sterile EQ move. And then they started making like Sontec and these Massilex, like these mastering EQs were like really reduced latency or no linear phase or really reduced phase. Like, so they were clean for that purpose. So there's a purpose for it in hardware, and I understand that. But what we're talking about is a little bit more specific. But I wouldn't use it in a mastering scenario either, especially on low end. Just like, again, watch the video.